Hey Thomas, how are you?
Jonathan, I am doing okay, and it's Monday, July 15th. It's basically what about 30, not even 36 hours, well, about 36 hours since someone took a shot at the president,
Yeah.
45, Mr. Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So, it's for me, the way I'm seeing this, and I'm into history, this is Marxism. This is what this is. It's been such a divide put into this country. A 20-year-old kid, I think the Secret Service is compromised from within to allow this to happen. There's going to be a lot of Bugs Bunny, hey, they did it, meaning the state police know the feds. That's bullshit. That's what it comes down to. I will say this: Joe Biden was in Pittsburgh, not far from there, at 5 o'clock that day. I found out this morning from people at the gym I work out with, the former FBI Secret Service, that they actually took the core people that was usually watching Trump and they diverted them and put them on the detail for Joe Biden. And Kamala Harris was in Philadelphia at the same time. Kind of odd to have, the president's wife who's campaigning for him because of Sleepy Joe, and you got Kamala Harris in Philly. So, and Donald Trump, they already planned out his event. They knew when that was going to be ahead of time. So this kid was 140 yards away, clear shot, and you have spectators telling everybody, "Hey, there's somebody on the roof. There's somebody on the roof." And then I also saw something today. Someone showed me they actually checked that area 7 minutes before. It was 7 minutes and 23 seconds. They checked that area. There's no roof hatch to get onto the roof. The kid needed a ladder to get onto that roof. That's what I find very odd. And
Yeah.
here's something else that came out. BlackRock had a video they did 2 years ago, and actually 3 years ago in 2021 at a high school right there. And who is in that video? The shooter, Thomas Cook, is in the video. He's not doesn't have any speaking parts, but he's in the video three different times. Isn't that really odd?
It's just very I mean if you start thinking about and pulling piece by piece about what you're hearing and what you're seeing, it's bizarre that you would have a former president not properly protected. I think I heard that they didn't get the okay to take the shot before it actually, to stop the shooting, right? I mean, I think the person was had his eyes on the shooter, and he asked for the right to shoot, and they didn't give him the right, or they didn't say to go ahead. So
I heard that as well too. Yeah.
to tell you the truth, at first you looked at the picture and you're like, he sees him, he's looking at something and he didn't shoot. So what happened?
Mhm.
And so initially everyone was saying, oh, the guy, that police person or that Secret Service person should be, you know, looked at. But then I think somewhere I read or saw that he was waiting for the call that he could have permission to fire, but he didn't get it. So the fact that Trump, and if I saw another video that showed Trump's face and the the angle that he was at and how he was tilting his head, he's so lucky. He's unlucky to
Well,
be shot at, but he's so lucky that he was tilting a certain way and to only get his ear. But I mean, I think maybe this, hopefully, you hope that this is going to start waking people up that they're going after this guy in every way they possibly can, right? They're going after him criminally. They're going after his money. They're going any possible way. They impeached him. They did this. They did that. Now they're going after him this way. So,
the
uh,
biggest thing is, and we've seen it, they've weaponized the agencies, they've weaponized the judicial system. They went after them in Atlanta, so they ended up proving that that case is basically getting thrown off because it was an inside job. Up there in New York, they had the bullshit case with the woman 40 years ago saying she was raped and all that stuff. And what do you call it? Then you had the accounts that he was charged with 35 accounts and found guilty of. But meanwhile, if it was anybody else but Trump, they would have never brought it to trial. Meanwhile, the main prosecutor in that case was working for the Department of Justice. He was one of the top five prosecutors getting paid good money, DOJ. And then he goes to go work for the New York Manhattan attorney. Bullshit. This is all coordinated and engineered. And that's what it comes down to. All right. I don't care if you like him or not. All right. This is the former president of the United States. We are not a banana republic. We are the Republic of the United States of America. We should be representing that. This is Marxism, what's happening within our country, and it hasn't. It's not just happening during Biden's administration. This has been going on for over 70 years, but now it's getting to a boiling point because now they had people in positions of power to make shit happen. And this is not good. United we stand, divided we fall. That came from a song, Liberty, in 1775. Okay? Think about that. United we stand, divided we fall. I spoke to a Democrat today, one of my clients, and know him. He's a Muslim guy, very well read. And, him and I just had a conversation. And I said, buddy, listen, the thing is, people 40 years ago, we could have a conversation, be Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. We based it off the Constitution and we could still be civil. Today, there's no civilness. You get these kids on TikTok and YouTube saying, oh, they missed Trump. How could you miss him? You could have been a hero. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Okay. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
want to see anybody dead. I'm not a fan of Joe Biden, but I would not wish the man dead. I mean, this is totally, totally insane. Your thoughts?
The point, yeah, I mean, I think the big point is that you used to be able to run for, you can run for president, but have respect for one another. And I remember growing up, like whoever, I mean, at least in my heart, whoever won, everyone rallies around that one person. That's the way I think it should be. Like you fight hard, right? You fight to win, and if you don't win, you go away, and the one that won, and everyone, all of America goes and supports that person because we're
Yeah,
all
unite
that,
behind them.
but it hasn't been like that, right? I mean, ever since I guess I'm not sure when, but let's say when Trump took the first term,
Mhm.
and everyone just said what was the slogan they used? Not my president. I think that's what they said. Not
Yep,
my
yep.
president.
You have people like Rosie O'Donnell, a lot of, Hollywood people. Oh, I'm leaving the country,
Right.
this, and that. I mean,
Never did.
asinine bullshit,
They
asinine,
never did.
you know?
It's
And
the it's
yeah,
terrible. No, it's terrible. I mean, you have to. Yeah, I think we would be much stronger, obviously, if we unite around one
course,
person.
of
And
course.
right now, everyone's fighting. Everyone's putting. You see some of these ads that everyone puts out against each other. I
Mhm.
think one of them was. I mean, they're saying we have to stop Trump at any cost necessary, right?
Oh,
So
he's going to steal democracy. He's a fascist. I mean, these people are pulling shit out of their ass, and they don't even know what fascist means. Okay, I get a kick out of Biden last night. I'm watching this, him talk to the from what do you call it, the West Wing, the White House. Okay, he's good, going great for the first 45 seconds. Then he has to say, well, January 6th, the get more, what's her name, the governor, get more up there in Michigan when they tried to kidnap her. Then he's making it all about like the Democrats and him. I'm like, dude, you took the first 45 seconds of doing really good
yeah,
and you just, took it downhill at full speed. You didn't mention about Steve Calise. Remember when he got shot at, on the baseball field? Okay, going back years ago. Didn't mention that. Didn't mention the would-be assassin who came from California to shoot Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court justice. Didn't mention that, okay? Because they want to make it about themselves. You know what? No, make it about America, we the people. We do have to unite. We have to stop this hatred. We got to
yeah.
work together and build this country from within. That's what we have to do.
The one thing I was very surprised that he even mentioned was about, he used the word of, assassination attempt. I think that's what he said in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch the news, especially like CNN, you watch that right after it happened. Like they did everything but say shooting, but say they didn't even think if it was a shooting at first. They said, "Oh, it sounded like a fireworks or something like that," or "What could
Mm-hmm.
it be?" So it was. They didn't use for the first few hours. They didn't say anything about assassination attempt. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
the papers instead of being about Trump, they were saying like gunmen dead or something like that. Instead of saying like President Trump or former President Trump, survived the assassination attempt. But they just try to downplay it as much as they can, give no
Mm-hmm.
credit to it because they know that anyone that's watching and looking at what's going on, they're going to be saying like they're going to vote for Trump. They're going to go in that direction because almost how can you not after seeing all this that's going on over the last 6 months, 12 months, whatever it may be. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I heard this morning, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning on CNBC. 67% odds are on Trump to become president right now. Okay. The markets are up. They opened up to over 300 points today on the Dow. Okay, everything's up. And they're talking about, well, it looks like we're going to have a Trump presidency. So we know regulations are going to be taken down. We're going to have his tax cuts. So now this is pumping up Wall Street. It's kind of like, all right, now we see it going. But, you don't want to put the cart in front of the horse because a lot can happen. And I expect a lot to happen between now and November 5th, election day. And if Trump gets elected, then we're going to have a lot to expect between November 5th and January 20th, okay? Because I
Yeah.
don't trust anybody. I don't trust these alphabetical agencies. It's basically Marxism. That's what's happening. Marxism is communism. And if anybody is not familiar with it, go order it online. It's a 96, 98 page pamphlet. Karl Marx wrote it in 1848, all right? Know the history of it. World War I was started with the assassination of the Archduke in 1914 by a 22-year-old college student who was a Marxist, okay? There's a lot going on, and that's what's happening in this country. When people think communism, they think Russia and China. It's not, okay? Marxism is a disease. If you had cancer, all right, God forbid you did, Jonathan, would you cut that cancer out so you know it's out of your body and you can be healthy? Okay. Well, guess what, everybody? We got to cut this Marxism out of our Republic of the United States of America and get it the hell out of this country. The kids have been brainwashed. You don't have a full education. You don't. Again, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I believe in the U.S. Constitution. If you read it and know it and understand it, you would too. Because most people like say, oh, the Constitution has to be rewritten because it's an old document. Read the damn document. It's the only thing that stood up in this world for it'll be 250 years come two more years on July 4th. But we're in a bad situation. I did hear good news today that the judge down in Florida has dismissed the federal case against the documents on Donald Trump, said Jack Smith was unlawful in his doings. So that's all. And he should never been charged for that, okay? Never been charged. So, you got the convention starting today in Milwaukee, the GOP convention. A lot happening. You got a lot happening. Supposedly, I heard Trump's going to announce today who his vice president candidate's going to be. We already gave our 2 cents on that. Who knows who it's going to be? You know what? Some people say, oh, you got to pick the right president, right VP to carry a certain part of the nation. This is not like that for Trump. This is Trump's ticket alone. He doesn't need anybody to carry him. It's Trump's to win or lose, and that's what it comes down to. Win or lose, it's his ticket. It ain't going to be a VP on there to help him either way. But we do need somebody who's going to be a solid, good VP, who's not a warmonger and knows the Constitution. That's my personal thoughts.
Yeah, we'll find out later tonight what happens.
Definitely will. Well, listen, hopefully it's been creative knowledge for you. Thumbs up, hit that like button, and please join our tribe if you haven't. Take care. Have a great day.
Take care, everyone.